Okay. So I'm on, but I need to turn the camera on. Oh, hello. Yes, she's here. Hi, guys. All right. So I'm waiting. Okay. So I'm on, but I need to turn the camera on. Oh, hello. Yes. Okay. So that's going to be distracting. I had to figure out. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out this whole thing here. This is only the second time I've been live. So if you are in the chat section, if you are watching, then please let me know that you're here. Say something in the chat section. Give me a thumbs up, definitely. So hi guys, I'm here and I'm gonna give you guys a lot of great information today. We're gonna have a fantastic time. I am gonna try to find the chat section and break that out. So give me a minute. Yeah, that's not working. Bear with me for a quick second because I really don't want to see myself on here because I have two versions of me. Anyway, so welcome to Running with Grace. I know that a couple of you just subscribed today because you were over on Monica McGillicuddy's channel watching her live video. And I saw a couple of you just subscribe and you guys are ready to watch me. And I'm so excited for that. So thank you. And I hope you guys stick around for a little bit. And what I'm going to do today, let me tell you a little bit about myself first while I rearrange my desktop. Hi, Dave. Dave's my fiance. So yes, he is my #1 fan. I hope. Right? Aren't you? Okay. Anyway, so what is Running with Grace? For those of you who are new here, I am a mom runner. I am a middle of the pack mom runner. I have been a runner now for about 10 years and I've learned a lot along the way. I'm not a coach, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a physical therapist, but there are so many lessons I've learned along this running journey that I feel that sharing that journey and kind of learning from my mistakes is a way I can share with the running community, because there are so many questions on social media about how, you know, how do I do X? How do I recover? How do I taper? What do I do for strength training? There's so many questions that people ask about, Dave. There are so many questions people ask about how to be a runner and how to do it effectively and how to be good at it. So I just share my journey with you guys, and it's a twice a week post on this channel here. So I do what I call my Training Tuesday. It's officially unofficial is the name of my Training Tuesday videos. So I use that opportunity in those videos to convey information about one particular topic. For example, what did I just do? I know I've done the Run Disney stuff. I have worked a lot on some of the event guides. I talk about how to recover, what some of my favorite trigger point therapy tools are. So what are some of the ways we can improve as runners and mix up and shake up our routines a little bit. So that's what Tuesdays are. And then weekends come from, weekends come from a more personal nature. So when I post like this on Saturday or Sunday, it's talking about my personal training journey and how I'm progressing personally as a runner. What goals have I set? How am I working to reach those goals? So those are my weekend update videos. This is one of those videos, but I try normally when I pre-record them I try to keep those to about, 5 to 10 minutes. But today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm actually going to talk a little bit about my training, but I'm also going to tell you about some of the stuff that I've picked up along the way in the last few months. So first, I will talk about the training and how this last week has gone, what my goals are coming up in the next few weeks. And then I will get into the haul part of the video. It's not what I have seen as haul videos are, somebody goes out and they go shopping at one particular place and they come home and they show you they pull all the stuff out of the bag. That's not how I shop. I think of something I need and I'll go to Amazon and pick it up, or I'll think of something else I need and I go to Roadrunner Sports and I pick it up over there. So it kind of comes in piecemeal in a little bit of a trickle. So that is my haul that I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. So if you are new here, welcome. If you're in the chat room, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, hit that thumbs up on the video, and hopefully I will be around long enough to see a few of you kind of accumulate in here. Thank you guys for being here. Let's start talking about the training. So before I get into that, I want to tell you a little bit about my goals. If you're new to the channel, I've been working toward the Boulder 10K. Now, I live in Denver, and Boulder, Colorado is a short 45-minute drive away, and this 10K is one of the premier 10K races in the nation. Runner's World kind of gave it that designation, and it's been living up to that name for several years now. This race has been around for almost 40 years, maybe. Yeah, it's about 40 years. Excuse me. The entry field this year, last I checked, was about 53,000 runners, which seems huge. I mean, for a race, a 10K race, it seems huge. That seems like just a ridiculous number of people for a 10K. What I do like, though, is how, you know what? I want to go back. I want to make sure, can you still hear me? And, if you can't hear me, just say yes in the chat box. I just want to make sure that that's working. Because every once in a while, I'm not sure, because I'm seeing a lag. Excuse me. So the Boulder 10K is, and I'm not seeing anything. Okay. So the Boulder 10K is a race that's been around for a long time, and I just did it the first time last year. So I'm hoping this year that I want to PR my 10K, and that will come in around a 10K, 6.2 miles. I really am hoping for a 102. That's pretty aggressive. Actually, ideally, I would love to go sub 1 hour on the 10K. I don't think I've trained well enough for that. So I'm hoping that it's not that I shouldn't say that I haven't trained well enough. I haven't given myself enough time to bring my race pace down effectively. So I need to have realistic goals. While a 10K race at sub 1 hour is doable for a lot of people, I'm not there yet. And I need to make sure that I'm staying within the realm of possibility so I'm not disappointed going forward. It's going to be on my bucket list. A sub 1 hour 10K, that's on my bucket list. The reason I'm doing Boulder again this year, it started off as the idea that I'm going to use this 10K time as a proof of time for the Superheroes half marathon weekend at Disneyland in November. It started out that way. And then as I progress and as I think about it, when I say, what are my goals for the 10K, it's more about my personal PR. This has very little to do anymore with the Superheroes proof of time. And let me tell you a little bit about what proof of time is. If you're doing a Run Disney race in California or Walt Disney World, in order to get placed in a certain corral, you have to submit a proof of time. So you are placed with runners of similar ability and similar speed. So we're not all running over each other as we go. So that's what the proof of time is for. That's the purpose of it. What I like about the Boulder 10K as being the proof of time is that it's a pretty fast course. Like I said, it's 50,000 people, more than 50,000 people right now, but once the initial corral starts to go, it spreads out. It takes up the whole, and it really does. The course takes up the whole road. Most of Boulder shuts down on Memorial Day. And it's funny because if you look at the course map, it almost completely encircles Boulder. So you can't get in or out because all of these roads are closed. You can't get into or out of Boulder. And the community support in Boulder for this race is over the top. I have never seen, with maybe one exception, the amount of community support that race gets. So I'm excited to do it again. But when I look at it, it's about, for me, it's about how fast can I go? How hard have I worked? What goals have I set for myself, and can I achieve them? So, I mean, so far so good. I'm doing some serious speed work and some real hard work the last few weeks. What else was I going to say about that? Proof of time. Oh, so as far as superheroes is concerned, I'll end up with a good proof of time. I've got 2 other races on my calendar tentatively so far this fall, excuse me, this summer. So I've got a half marathon coming up in July, I believe, and then a 10-miler coming up in September. Both of those races will all be before the, wait a minute. Yes, both of those races will be before the Dopey Challenge proof of time. So I'm doing superheroes at Disneyland in November, and I'm doing the Dopey Challenge again at Walt Disney World in Florida. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping to get decent proof of times for all of these races. So that's where the work is happening now. So let's get into this week's training. Monday was 5 easy miles and 5 or 6 easy miles, whatever I felt like doing. It ended up being 6, I think. And then after that, I stop the watch and I reset it and I take a little break. I let my heart rate come back down. And then I do hill repeats 10 times. So you're sprinting up the hill for 10 seconds, as fast as you possibly can. You're running, and then you stop. And it's the longest 10 seconds of your life. But then you have to do it 10 more times or 9 more times. So you turn around, you walk back down the hill, and you are just chugging right up. Yeah, I have no idea what's happening. I hope you guys can hear me. It's awfully quiet. It's awfully quiet in the chat box. Anyway, so that was Monday. But Monday was interesting. I felt fine, and I felt very strong through not just the 6 miles, but the hills as well. I killed every single one of those hill repeats, and I felt they were hard, and that's exactly what they're designed to do. What they do for you as a runner is they strengthen your legs, they strengthen your lungs, and it's not about speed, it's about strength. So you're just turning your legs over and getting them up the hill. Those kinds of workouts are great for Boulder because you've got 2 significant hills on the course. And the last one is at the worst place. It's at the very end of the race. When you hit mile 6, you are going uphill, and it's all uphill until you get into Folsom Field to the finish line. So having the hill training is going to help me on Memorial Day, which is when the Boulder is. So that was Monday. Now, one thing, if you don't know this about your Garmin Forerunner watch, they have a feature on it called Recovery Advisor. Basically what that means, is a recovery advisor will take the information you've given it, how fast you've gone, what your heart rate's doing, what the temperature is, and take all of that information and jam it down into a number, okay? So I did 6 miles and I was just trucking along, nice, easy pace. It wasn't hard. It was, for me, rate of perceived exertion, I would give it a 4 or a 5. I was just kind of trucking along, having a good time. Well, I would say that it should have given me something like a 24-hour recovery. What that means is that I can't do another 6 miles at that effort for at least another 24 hours. So I'm recovering properly. Generally, that's what it will say. But for some reason that day, it gave me a recovery time of 53 hours, more than 2 days. I haven't eaten. Okay, gotcha. Yes, go eat protein. Protein is good. So I'm running, you know, an easy 6 miles, and then it comes back and says, no, I'm sorry, you can't do another run like that, 6 miles that hard for 53 hours. I kind of scratched my head and said, that can't be right. That can't be right. I feel fine. Throughout the day, as far as my recovery was concerned, I felt okay. I felt like all systems were nominal and nothing was really going wrong. I didn't feel overtired. I didn't feel like I needed a nap. I didn't feel like I had stressed my body to the point of breakdown. But that the recovery advisor came back and said, wait, you've worked too hard. You can't do this again for a while. A lot of times I would look at that and say, okay, maybe I should take the next day off. And I might have, and the thought crossed my mind that I would take Tuesday off. After the hills, I'm like, no, I still feel strong. So Tuesday morning, I had an easy 4 miles programmed. But since sometimes I can't start my run until after I get my son to school. So I don't start my run until 8:15. Here in Denver, we have had beautiful bluebird skies. It has been gorgeous and warm, and especially by 8 o'clock in the morning, that sun's up and it is warm. So that definitely affects your perceived exertion, and it will affect your heart rate. So I felt on Tuesday morning during my run, this is not working. This is not good. So I ran the first 2 miles, and then I came back and I walked the second half. Really, I just decided, I made the decision to walk the second half of that run. And honestly, it was smart because the following day, Wednesday, was my speed day. Wednesday, every single Wednesday is a speed day, and I've been doing everything from tempo runs to speed intervals, track workouts, hills, a little bit of everything. So this Wednesday was, I looked at it when my coach sent it to me, I looked at it and I said, oh, okay. So it starts off with a 1 to 2 mile warm up. Okay, sure, that's easy. Then a mile tempo. So if you think of tempo being, 30 seconds to a minute faster than your easy pace, okay? Then a quarter mile recovery, then race pace. Now race pace for me, right now is about 10:15, 10:30. And when we say race pace, we are looking at the goal race. And in this case, it's a 10K. So if it were a 5K, it would probably be a little faster. If it were a marathon or half marathon, it would be a little bit to a lot slower. So in this case, race pace means about a 10:30 mile. 10:30 mile for 1 mile. And then another quarter mile recovery. After that, you're running for a half mile at 90%. So it's almost a full-blown sprint for half a mile. And that hurt. Man, did that hurt. Then you are cooling down for another mile or two after that. So it was tough. However, the weather that morning was nice and cool, which helped me tremendously. If it was hot and sunny, it would have been even harder. So that was my speed work this week. Thursday, I did more strength training, more cross training. I always take the day after a speed workout. It's a non-running day. And I actually have a video coming up about that. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. That is coming up in a few weeks about what recovery really needs to look like in order for it to be effective. Friday was an easy 3 to 5 mile run. I just decided, you know what, I'll go for an hour and come back, and I felt great. This morning was really fun. I had, excuse me, I'm getting parched. This morning was really fun. I did over 7 miles. And I did it with my kid. Actually, I did half of it with my kid. So I got up, I got out for about an hour, and then I came back, and he had set his alarm, so he was ready to go. By the time I got back, he had his shoes and socks on. He was dressed and ready to go, and we actually ran another 5K. So he ran a 5K with me, and I ended up doing about 7.5 miles total. I love running with my son. He's 9 and he doesn't always want to do it, but when he's out there with me, he enjoys it. So getting him to go is kind of like pulling teeth, but otherwise he really does enjoy the process. He loves accumulating the miles and getting the goals. We are training we're going to be doing a bunch of 5Ks throughout the summer together. We've got a Star Wars virtual run 5K that we need to submit time for, and I might just submit today's time to get that medal. It's a double-sided medal, and after this is up, I will leave a link in the description to the virtual runs, Star Wars virtual runs. Then we are also doing the Run Disney virtual 5K series. So June, July, and August, there's a virtual 5K. There's a bib that we printed out, and for each one of those, you get a medal. And then if you do all 3, you get a 4th challenge medal in Run Disney fashion. So I enjoy doing all of these runs with my kiddo. I did add some strength training, and it's really kind of kicking my butt. I did a whole bunch of I added new strength and conditioning exercises to my training plan, and just that little shake up kind of kick-started my system all over again. And I kind of plateaued on a couple of things in terms of strength training. So I tell you, one of the things I added was plank rows. If you don't know what plank rows are, so you're in a plank, right? But you're actually down in a push-up position as opposed to on your elbows. So you're in a push-up position and you've got a weight. So you're in a plank position and you've got a weight in each hand, and then you lift one arm off the floor and do a row, and then you do the other side. Try it. No, really, try it. It's not my favorite. It's really not my favorite. Okay, so how is the training going? What does Christine, okay, Coach Christine is my current running coach, and she's been helping me out. She's been getting me ready for Boulder 10K. What does she say about my training? Last I spoke with her or corresponded with her, she had looked at all of my training. She's seeing better speed. She's seeing stronger heart rate. She's seeing easier efforts, faster speeds at lower effort. So that's the goal when we're adding speed training into any given workout regimen. So she's happy, and so am I. If she's happy, I'm happy. I feel very good, and I just emailed her with all of my information today. It will be interesting to see what she has to say. But now I want to get in to the haul. How did this come about? Well, somewhere in the way that social media works, somewhere along the way, I was watching Joyful Miles, the YouTube channel, Joyful Miles, and Laura had finished a haul video. And I don't know if I said something about in her comment section about that. Something happened, but she challenged me to do a haul video. So, and I'm like, I don't have anything. I don't go shopping to haul. I don't do that. And then I started looking around and I'm like, oh wait, but I did just buy that. And and I bought that too. Oh, well, maybe I could do a haul video. So that's what I'm doing. First thing I want to show you is that. The subscribe button pillow. I bought one of those. I've seen those on other YouTube channels. And so if you haven't subscribed, don't hit this on the screen. There's the little button down below. It's over here. And it's a red button that says subscribe. If it's red, then you haven't subscribed. So push it so it's not red anymore. And then you've subscribed, and then you will get every time I post a video, you'll see that I've posted, and then you can come and watch. Okay, so let's get into the haul video. One of the things that I have seen a lot of people chattering about on Facebook in some of my running pages is that they're asking about Oofos. And I have 2 pair already. I love Oofos sandals. These are Oofos. They are designed as a running recovery sandal. So if you look at them, they're actually, I mean, look at that. They are super soft. They have a strong arch support. And for me, I have very high arches and I put a lot of weight on my heels. So this helps with the arch support and it helps distribute the weight a little bit more. You can see there's a little bit of a rock to them. I love these. They're a goldish silver kind of look to it. These are great because they'll go with everything and they do look nice with almost everything. In most cases, you can wear these pretty much anywhere. So now that summer's coming, I figure I needed a new pair of Oofos. If you like Oofos, let me know in the comments or in the chat. And these are my new ones. I really struggled because Laura, again, over at Joyful Miles, I blame you. I really do. You were talking about the Hoka sandals and how you needed to get something that was going to support your injury. These are fantastic for post-run recovery, especially in the summer when it gets hot out and you just need something to support your foot. Love these. So I got new Oofos. As far as recovery goes and recovery footwear, before I put the Oofos on, I will roll out my feet, the balls of my feet. So I'll take either I'll take either a lacrosse ball or some kind of a foam roller, and I'll just roll my feet over them first. I have been having trouble with pain in the ball of my foot, and I just think it has something to do with the fact that the muscles in the balls of my feet aren't strong enough. Like I'm not curling my toes when I need to. So I need to do some strengthening exercises on the bottom. You don't think about it like this. When you have to exercise the bottoms of your feet. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. Okay, next thing. Hang on. No, wait. I gotta put this on. Like this. Oh yeah, I make these look good, right? These right here are for something very specific. Like I mentioned earlier, I have Superheroes coming up in November. I have a 5K, a 10K, and a half marathon at Disneyland coming up in November. So in true Disney fashion, I do come up with some kind of run costume. I don't wear costume. I will wear running equipment, running clothes that will look a little bit like a particular character. So these are for Hawkeye. One of the costumes I am going to do is Hawkeye from Avengers. He is my absolute favorite superhero, my absolute favorite Avenger probably my favorite superhero. He's up there. He's my favorite in the MCU. So I geek out a little bit when it comes to creating these costumes. So I got these. And I will say though, I will probably be Hawkeye for the 10K. One thing about sunglasses, I don't like running in sunglasses. They're hard for me to run in. And the reason is that when they're on, and this is a weird statement, so just be ready for this. This is just something that I can't describe it any other way. Thank you, Dave. It's funny, like I look at these, or I wear these, and when I'm running, it's like my eyeballs get hot. I mean, is that a thing? But for me, it feels like a thing. I feel like I get hotter, that I don't have the airflow across my face that I like to have. So I don't always wear sunglasses when I'm running. But for this 10K, I will probably make an exception, even though these races happen first thing in the morning, long before the sun comes up. Hopefully I won't trip over anybody, but I can always, just pop them up if I can't see. So those are my new, and they are polarized. So they're actually great running sunglasses anyway. These aren't cheap. Oh, hi. Everybody say hi to my kiddo.
Hello.
So my son's here. What you doing?
Nothing.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking.
It was so cute.
We ran together this morning. It was so fun. It was so fun. See, that's what people are seeing now. This is what we're doing right now. So that's why that is so slow. There is a lag. Okay. Go do your thing.
Can I watch YouTube?
Not up here. You may.
I mean, in my room, on my iPad.
Okay, yes, if you close the door. Dave says, hey, bud.
Hi.
Dave says hi. Okay. All right, moving on. The next part of the video haul. Okay. Man, you can tell he ran this morning. He needs a shower. Okay, just saying. He smells like boy and running. All right, next. Here's what I'm doing. The next thing that I bought were these, again, for the Hawkeye bound. Hawkeye in the Marvel Cinematic Universe typically wears black with edges of purple. In the comic books, he's mostly purple. Like his costume's very weird. It doesn't really work well, but I thought black and purple would be great. These are Saucony Bullet Capris. These are my absolute favorite when it comes to running capris. The length is perfect. I love the waistband on these. It's supportive enough for the soft-sided cooler that I carry my 6-pack abs in. Just saying. With these capris too, you have huge side pockets. All right, you see this? I can fit my phone in here. I can fit several goos in here. I can fit a small water bottle. These are fantastic. I will say about the Bullet Capris, they actually do come in shorter and longer lengths, I believe. I'm not sure if there's a full tight, but I know there are shorter shorts as opposed to the capris, which go past your knees. What was I gonna say about these? Oh, this is the second version of the Bullet Capri. I have the first version. The material's a little lighter, it's a little more pliable, which makes it cooler, but not as supportive. So the opposite is true with the 2.0 series. I don't know if that's what you call it, but that's what I'm calling it. They are a thicker material, which means they're warmer, but they add a little bit more compression. So if you like to know that your legs aren't going anywhere and they're not going to creep, these are perfect. I love these. And I don't just wear these. When I buy run Disney bounds, I have to know that I can use it repeatedly and for several things. So I've already used these and I love them. So those are Saucony Bullet Capris. I am going to try to leave a list of some of these items in the description. And if I get that far, I will leave links as well to some of these. So those are the bullet capris. I also bought, this one. Okay. So again, going back to superheroes and what I want to be. Whoops. Something fell. Yep. I'll get that later. Okay. So the superhero weekend, the 5K, the 10K, and the half marathon, I told you that Hawkeye is going to be for the 10K. The 5K is going to be Captain America. This is, you've probably seen these in Under Armour, on the Under Armour website. You can find them on Amazon in men's sizes. This is designed for women, and it came from South Korea. It is a knockoff of all knockoffs. I mean, but it's nice. It is, I would wish for a more breathable fabric. I also don't like the high neck. I prefer a V-neck or a scoop neck just for ventilation purposes. But what's cool about this is the Winter Soldier design. And that's the back. I mean, this is cool. It looks really good on. It's very flattering. It makes me look like I actually do have six-pack abs. So that's fun. This will be for the Captain America the Spider-Man 5K, but I will be Captain America for that one. I was thinking about wearing this for Boulder. That takes place on Memorial Day, and there's a huge veterans tribute on after the races that day. I think it's because it's a Memorial Day race, I would like to wear something red, white, and blue, but this particular shirt will be too warm. My race start is at 7:30 and 8:30. If I'm really pushing for a PR, this will just slow me down. It will just get too hot. So I'm probably going to save this just for the Captain America, said it again, Spider-Man 5K at Superheroes. So there's that. Now, I mentioned it before, for those of you who haven't seen these yet, this is the Run Disney Virtual 5K official limited release pin. What is fun about these pins is that you see all of the different metal, the metal designs. So the first three races are the bone and the doghouse and the collar. So each one of those medals has one of those things on it, and then the challenge medal has all of them on it. It is it's designed, the whole theme is around Pluto, and I love that. And for me this year, it kind of just happened this way. I wonder something. I'm wondering if I'm public. I have to be public if Dave's on, right? Anyway, the thing about this is the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando is a beneficiary of some of the donations that are going toward this event. The other thing is we just lost our dog about 2 weeks ago now. And we are going to do our first virtual 5K kind of as a dedication to him. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So we're going to run in honor of Yuha. And Yuha, by the way, a lot of people don't know this. We named Yuha after a Finnish hockey player. His name is spelled J-U-H-A. Yes, Finnish. Yeah. So we got our pin. The next thing on the pile is also superheroes related, but this will be part of my costume. It's a terrible color on me, but this will be part of my costume for the half marathon, I believe, at Superheroes. Now, since there are not a lot of people in the chat room right now, I'm just going to tell you what this is. Now, a lot of people, if you were to guess, would say, oh, C-3PO, or, oh, it's for Bell, oh, or it could be, I don't know. I can't think of any other gold characters. But this, I'm going to make this out of. It's going to be the Infinity Gauntlet, so I'm excited. I'm going to try to figure out how to affix either shiny fabric or some kind of thing on here to make it a look like the Infinity Gauntlet. I might do that front and back, so it's obvious to everyone around me. I don't know, but we'll see. That was this thing. This is a regular Asics running t-shirt. If you are looking for a Run Disney bound, it's easy to find the color blocking. So just like with Hawkeye, it's black and purple. So I started there and I looked for actual running clothes. With the Infinity Gauntlet, it's gold, and that's easy to find if you know where to look. Same with Captain America, and you know, any character you're looking for. Let's say you want to dress as Snow White or Disney bound Snow White. You don't have to wear the puffy sleeves and the silk blouse and all of this stuff. You can make it as run friendly as you want, or you can really go crazy and do body paint and wigs and all of that stuff. That's not how I run. I get extremely uncomfortable. So as long as I'm wearing running clothes, someone will say, oh yeah, you're Hawkeye, or oh yeah, you're Captain America, or great shirt, all of that. It's just giving the impression with the idea that someone's going to say, oh yeah, that's your character. Okay, enough about Run Disney. Then I found this guy. This is a sparkle skirt. Again, I will leave a link to this. This is just a regular skirt. These are fantastic skirts. However, I bought this skirt and tried it on, and I had it customized. It's got the Captain America shield on the side. I think I will be wearing this for Boulder Boulder. Now, the great thing about sparkle skirts, they have a huge pocket on the front. This will fit your biggest phone. I mean, it's enormous. The other thing about these, it's not just a skirt, they are shorts, okay? They are a very nice product. This is great running fabric. The only problem I have is that I probably ordered a size too big. This was a small, and I thought I was feeling, I thought maybe I'm feeling a little too good about myself. The small is too big for me, and that's saying something. So I may get another one of these. I may get a gold one to go with the Infinity Gauntlet and get it in an extra small and see how it fits. Here's the thing about, here's what I don't like about the sparkle skirt. Unlike the Saucony Bullet Capri, where the waistband is nice and snug and it stays put, this does not. This is a little loose around the waist, and it doesn't really stay put, especially if you have extra padding. That's all I'm going to say about that. So I am going to find a way to either tighten it, and if I were to change something about this particular skirt, about this style skirt, just add a drawstring. That is the one thing it doesn't have that if I were at Sparkle Skirts, I would say add the drawstring and you have a perfect skirt. Because the other thing about these sparkle skirts is the pockets, like the Saucony Bullet Capris, you have these amazing pockets on the side in the shorts. So I am going to wear this for Boulder Boulder. I do need to test run it again, and I may just get my sewing kit out and add a drawstring myself, so I know that it will stay put. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so that is the sparkle skirt. I will probably wear this at the Boulder Boulder with just a red tank top. So I'm going sort of Captain America, but more Memorial Day. So red, white, and blue. Okay. Next. My mom told me about these. These are fun. So I didn't even know this was a thing because I bought my Garmin Forerunner 235 and I absolutely love it and I use it. I almost never take it off, but it is in my favorite color. This is like, I don't know, can you tell it's my favorite color? But I started thinking, well, if I'm going to be Hawkeye, this doesn't really match, does it? So I have to come up with something else. I was talking to my mom one day and she's like, yeah, and I got all of the, I got the 235 and I got all the wristbands that go with it. And I'm like, wristband? You can get other what? So, hi, Monica. Thank you for coming to mine. You were on for so long. So I can't believe you had a lot of patience. I'm sitting here at 45 minutes going, wow, I've been here for 45 minutes. So hi, thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you're here. And thank you for the thumbs up. So I am sitting here and I'm telling people about the stuff that I just bought. So these are interchangeable watch bands for the Forerunner 235. And in fact, you can get them, they're for Garmin Forerunner 235, the 620, 2 hours. You were on for 2 hours, fun and intense at the same time. I know, I'm feeling that. I am feeling the fun and the intense. So this is for the 235, the 620, the 735, and the 220. So if you have any of those models, these will fit. And they come, I have, what, 8? Yeah, 8 different colors. Neon yellow, purple, red, a darker version of this color, black, orange, pink, and a turquoise blue. I actually haven't even opened these. I haven't even used them yet. But they come with these, a ton of these little pins and I believe, and the tool to change these out. So when when I do my Hawkeye bound, I will use either the purple or the black. When I do, when I go for the boulder, I'll probably put the red on here. When I do, so it's just interchangeable and it will work very well for Run Disney races and the costuming that we can do with it. So I'm excited about these. I have, like I said, I haven't even opened yet. So thanks, Mom, for telling me that these exist, because this is fun. I have a couple more things I want to show you. Those are the wristbands. Now, this is not running related, but I have to show you this because they are our favorite YouTube channel is SuperCarlinBrothers. They have over 1 million subscribers. They're a fan theory channel. They talk about Harry Potter and Star Wars and Marvel and Pixar and Disney and all things, mostly movie related. They are so fun to watch. They are well thought out. They just passed that 1 million subscriber mark recently. And they're these 2 brothers, Jay and Ben, and they've started creating merchandise. So this is their YouTube channel logo. So this is Jay on this side and this is Ben. But then these are even better. This is Jay. This is Jay right here. And this is Ben. And aren't they adorable? So these are these cute little stickers. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these. I think what I want to do eventually, because, you know, I have so much free time. I want to create some kind of space back off of my couch. If you've seen my videos, you see I sit on my couch on the weekends with my tea and I talk about, you know, my training that week. But I think I want to create some kind of bulletin board. If you have merchandise, and you're a YouTuber and you have merchandise, I want to start creating just a little board of all of the YouTube channels that I watch. So SuperCarlinBrothers, they're amazing. So check them out on YouTube. If you like Disney fan theory, Star Wars fan theory, Harry Potter, they just put up a fun video about Professor Slughorn. That was really fun. So that's the SuperCarlinBrothers. The last thing I am doing, I got a new pair of shoes. My shoe closet is it's all running shoes in various stages of wear. So I went through a lot to get these shoes. I had to kind of find them elsewhere. I went to Roadrunner Sports up here in Westminster, and it was kind of a challenge because I had a gift card that I couldn't redeem, and they were on the phone with corporate, and I'm like, okay, well, does this work, and can we find these shoes? I have I have 3 pairs of these shoes right now. These are the Saucony Guide 10, and they are black with the really fun black and gray material that's over here. And they're very white on the bottom. That is not going to stay that way. But these are the Saucony Guide 10s. These are the shoes that I discovered last July when I went into Roadrunner Sports, and they fit me specifically. They narrowed down their inventory of shoes to about 3 different shoe models. There was the Saucony, there was a Brooks, gosh, now I can't even remember. No, it was a Saucony, it was an A6. I can't even remember now. Anyway, the final decision was mine, and I decided on the Saucony Guide 10s. There have been some complaints about the 10s. Every year, shoe companies will take whatever model and they'll make some minor tweaks and change the shoe. There were some complaints about the change from the 9 to the 10. I couldn't figure out what it was, but talking to the guys over at Roadrunner Sports, they said the toe box was a little bit more narrow. If you wear Saucony Guide 10s and had trouble with the new version, I'd like to know what the issue was. This is a neutral shoe, okay? What that means is that it's not a neutral shoe, excuse me. It's a stability shoe. So there's a post in here, and I don't know if you can see it, but you've got really soft material on the front and on the back. And then in the middle, it's a little harder. This is where the stability comes from. Like I said, I have high arches. And so that high arch is supported by this stiffer material underneath here. I also have a lot of flexibility in my feet. So that's why this material, like this post, doesn't come all the way to the front. I actually transitioned out of a shoe that had more stability. And what they found was that my foot strike and my stride is flexible enough that I can use a shoe with a little bit more movement in the toe and in the heel. So this foot post is exactly where I need it. I have loved these shoes. Absolutely. Like I said, this is my 4th pair since July. Because when you are training, hi, Juliana, welcome. Thank you for being here. In talking about these shoes, I bought these. Yeah, so I bought my first pair in July. That's when I transitioned out of the Brooks Adrenaline into the Saucony shoes. What I love about, they're just super comfortable. I have found that, excuse me. So I just finally got these out of the box. I actually haven't taken them out of the box. I bought them 2 weeks ago. Here's what I'm gonna do coming up in a future video. There are so many runners that don't tie their shoes properly. I'm gonna do a how-to video on how to tie your shoes. It seems really dumb, but did you know there's an extra hole? Have you ever noticed have you ever wondered what this extra hole does? I'm going to show you, but not today. I'm not gonna show you today. So these are my black marl Saucony Guide 10s. I will be using these for my Hawkeye bound. These are going to go with Hawkeye, and I'm excited to get these broken in. I'm not going to start. I will start wearing them probably this coming week, once or twice a week on my easy runs, just to break them in. One of the misconceptions too about shoes anymore is that they don't require the break-in period that we think they do. Shoes the technology in running shoes is such that it only takes a couple of days just wearing them around the house and they're broken in. So, You don't need to spend, 2 weeks gradually working your way into the shoe. I will probably wear these on Tuesday. I wear them, once a week for 3 weeks, and then I move them into a regular routine. I won't do a long run in these for probably a month, but short 3 to 4 miles, I will use these shoes as I break them in. So these will be ready for, obviously, for November Superheroes, but I probably will wear them in an upcoming race this summer, maybe. Black is hot. I mean, the shoes are, that's bright. That's not going to stay that way. Sorry, it's not going to stay that way. Okay, those are the Saucony Guide 10s. The last thing I have in the haul today, you can't see because I'm using it. Okay, I just got a new computer. I have been working all of this video content that I've created over the last year. I've been doing from my laptop, and it was effective in getting used to the process, and I enjoyed it immensely, but I ran out of storage space on the laptop very, very quickly. And especially when I was doing Vlog Every Day in April last year, I didn't know what to do with the raw video, and I didn't know. Jealous. Yeah, you want to go to Apple, honey, don't you? You want to be an Apple girl. So I did. I got this 27-inch Mac. I mean, I'm looking at this thing, and I'm looking over here at the top corner, and then over there at the other corner, and then down there. It's huge. I'm sitting here thinking, have you ever tried Hoka's? Just got a pair of the Vanquish 2s, and they're great. You know what? I have heard great things about Hoka's. And I believe that they're a phenomenal shoe. They're not the right shoe for me. And I'll tell you why. Just the way my foot is built with my stride and all of the analysis that the shoe store did. The nice thing, the great thing about the guys up at Roadrunner Sports in Westminster, Darren and John walked me through, gosh, Dave, we were there for what, 2 or 3 hours, not just getting the process down of how to like really get your shoe fit, but we filmed the whole thing. And if you look for, I'll leave a card right here if you come back. If you look at my, it was last July, it's on my channel called New Shoes, Getting New Shoes, Trying New Shoes. There are 2 of them. There's a part 1 of the analysis of my foot, and then there's a part 2 of the actual selection. The part 1, what they determined, there's a pressure plate that you stand on, and they determined that not only do I have high arches, but that I put most of my weight on my heels. So that determines how I run. And then they put me in a neutral shoe. It was a Nike absolutely neutral shoe. There was no support in it. There's nothing fancy about it. It's almost a track shoe. And they had me run on the treadmill, and they shoot video of your feet and how you're striking. And so if you look at that video, you see when I'm running, I pronate and my feet come in like this. And so what you want is a shoe that pulls those feet up, and you have a straight line from the inside of your foot up to the inside of your knee. And that is going to alleviate a lot of pain. And I know Hoka's are great for that. When we went into the second part of that video, and I went over to the shoe wall, they said, we're going to give you 3 shoes. And Darren brought out 3 shoes. Hoka's were not one of them. I'm tempted to try them as an experiment. One of the things that he was explaining about Hoka's, and there's another brand out there, Ultra, I want to say, that they're brand new. Like, everybody's heard of Nike and everybody's over Nike. Everybody's heard of Brooks, and we're all over Brooks. But when Hoka's came out, it was this revelation in running shoe technology. Well, yes, they are. A lot of doctors will prescribe them, and but that doesn't mean that there are less lower quality shoes out there. So when the guy came out and he brought out the Sauconys, and he brought out, gosh, I wish I could remember the other two now. I want to say it was an Asics was one, maybe a Reebok, right? Reeboks? I mean, who wears Reeboks anymore? And those were actually, they were bright white. And I'm like, no, this isn't going to work for me. They felt weird. They didn't tie right. And once he brought these shoes out, they were the best three that they came up with. And I think the key to finding a good shoe fitting store is make sure that they're not on commission for one particular brand or another, because they will try to push that brand and it may not be the right shoe for you. These guys, they had no preference once I made my final decision. I love, the reason I picked the Sauconys was that they just felt the best on my feet. If he had brought out a pair of Hokas, I might have tried them, and I might have, I don't know. I have no idea. I never tried them. I have heard, though, that they're great. And if they work for you, if they don't cause you other problems, then that is awesome. AC 101, thank you for that. That's a great question. Introduce yourself. Like, what's your name? Do you have a channel? Thank you for being here. I really appreciate that. What else? Oh, going back to the computer. Yeah. So I have this 27-inch Mac with like a billion terabytes of storage space. It's not that big, but it feels that way, especially coming from a 15-inch laptop that I was working on, because I'm looking over here at my Google Hangouts, and that's what's happening. Hey, my name is Amanda. Amanda, nice to meet you. Yeah, I'll have to try getting fit. Yes. Good. I'm glad that the Hokas helped you. Amanda says, yeah, I'll have to try getting fit sometime. A big overpronator, and the Hokas really helped with some knee pain in the response I get from my shoes. So yes, if you can find a good running specialty store that has treadmills on site and the huge shoe wall and people who know what they're doing, that is the best place to start. I always struggle when people ask in their Facebook groups, hey, what shoes should I get? Well, I don't know how you run. I want to tell you, but I don't know how you run. So yes, if you can get fit, that's the best place to start, especially if you're an overpronator. And if you have, I don't know if you have knee pain or hip pain, but those are the kinds of things that will get fixed with the right shoe. That was the thing, kind of going back to that shoe thing. So I was wearing a Brooks Adrenaline before I got the Saucony guides. The Brooks Adrenaline was a punt for me because I had come from the Brooks Trance. Now the Trance was built very similar to the Saucony guides. They had that center post, but they also had some flexibility. I loved the Trance shoe. The problem is they got rid of it. They completely discontinued the line, and they changed it enough to where it's a completely different line called, I think it's Transcend now. So once they got rid of that shoe, I was lost. I had no idea what to do. I went through, I went back down to a running company, and I don't want to name them because I'm not happy with their product lately. Their stores have been less than desirable. But the process by which I went to the Adrenaline, I ran out of options. I didn't know where else to go. So I picked up the Adrenaline and I thought, okay, yeah, these are great, fine. And I ran in Adrenalines for about 1.5 years, 2 years, before I went back and got refit. Some of the great things that I learned from that visit, I mean, we got so much amazing information that we should really get fit every 18 to 24 months, because, and that seems excessive, but if you think about it, 18 months ago, 24 months ago, I was at the skinniest I have ever been. I was 25 pounds lighter because I was solely running and doing a lot of speed work and working super, super hard. And And I was carrying a lot less weight, not in a healthy way either. So I've put on more weight, and so I'm carrying myself differently. I've also changed my running form a little bit in the last 4 months. So what they were saying was, go back in and every 18 to 24 months and just make sure. I mean, maybe you walk out of there with the same shoe you started with, but maybe they will find something else about your gait and about your stride that you need a different shoe to support that. So I learned so much at the running shoe store, and it's Roadrunner Sports. If you have a Roadrunner Sports in your area, honestly, I have yet to find a better running shoe store. And there are several. I mean, here in Denver, you can't swing a short rope without hitting a running shoe store or a specialty store. Some are better than others. My personal feeling is Roadrunner Sports as a chain is the best there is. And the one in Westminster is definitely far and away. I mean, their staff, now that we did the video, we walk in and I do feel kind of like a movie star when I walk in. I'm like, hey, Heather. I'm like, hey, Darren, it's nice to see you. So it's pretty fun to walk in there. But that was, when you go into a running shoe store to get fit, be prepared with a bunch of questions, and there's no such thing as a dumb question. So, Amanda, when you go in and ask about Hokas, they will give you the skinny on the Hokas. And they might tell you, yeah, these are great shoes for you. Just keep doing what you're doing. Fit to Run at Disney Springs. I have heard about Fit to Run. I have never actually been there. I will try to get down there. I know that there's one in Florida. Is there one in California? That's my question. Valeria, thank you for the question. I've not been Fit to Run. So maybe they're just as good, if not better than who am I talking about? Roadrunner Sports. Again, I don't know if we have a Fit to Run here in Colorado. We might. I've not seen one. We have Roadrunner Sports, Boulder Running Company, Runner's Roost, and those are the big ones in town. There are a few other smaller stores, boutique stores that are fantastic, but Roadrunner Sports has pretty much everything. And if you go to their website too, they have everything. I mean, everything. So a lot of what I get, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't get any of the stuff from Roadrunner Sports except for those shoes. And the sunglasses, I guess. But they have everything on their website, roadrunnersports.com. I'm not an affiliate. I truly just love them. So tell me about Fit to Run, and I will definitely check them out when we are there for my mom and I are running the Wine and Dine 10K in November. I'll definitely have to check out Fit to Run and Roadrunner. You're in Maryland. Yeah, you're in Maryland. Do you know Laura? I'm sorry. So good for you running the Wine and Dine. You're doing the 10K. You're not doing the challenge, it looks like. Wine and Dine is on my bucket list. But like I've said earlier, I have superheroes, and then and then we have Dopey. I am doing the Dopey challenge again this year. So we're going to have definitely a fun-filled Disney year coming up. We will do superheroes together as a family. We're all doing, my son, you saw before, it'll be my mom's first run ever. Oh my gosh, Amanda, that's going to be so fun. If I'm not mistaken, Wine and Dine there's a whole festival at Epcot around that, I think. That's on my bucket list, not just for the races, but for the festival, I think, that comes with it. I think that's going to be fun. Anyway, I am running the 5K with my son and with Dave. And then I will be doing the 10K and the half marathon at Superheroes in November. I will be at Dopey. Funny story about that. So Dave, I'm going to tell our story. While we were at the Dopey Challenge this last year, for those of you who know, the half marathon got canceled because of lightning. Good call by Run Disney. But this was, it was interesting because Friday night we had very nice dinner planned. So we went to the Yachtsman Steakhouse over at the Yacht Club at on the Epcot side, Epcot Resort side. We were staying at the Beach Club. See? Beach Club. We were staying at the Beach Club and went over to the Yachtsman, and Dave, who's on here, proposed to me. So yeah, we're getting married. We are getting married in September, and here's romance for you. We're going back to Dopey. So that's just, I'm excited about it though. I'm very excited about it. Because the half marathon got canceled, I didn't go out and run the next day. I just said, yeah, never mind. But I did end up doing the 5K, the 10K, and a marathon. But I still feel like I didn't scratch that itch. So I wanted to make sure that I got it done. And so I accidentally signed up for the next year. So that's on the calendar, but we're going to be down there for about a week, and that's going to be our honeymoon. So we're going to start with the Dopey Challenge. Then we're going to finish off with a few days after everybody leaves. Oh, thank you, Hilaria. Yes. So we're gonna spend a few days there after everybody leaves and kind of enjoy the parks a little bit. When we were there, there was one day, I can't remember which day it was, but Magic Kingdom was packed to the gills. And we all kind of shut down in our own little way. We were at Magic Kingdom for most of the day. I want to say it was after the 5K. I think it was Thursday. Gotta run. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you, Monica. Thank you so much for stopping by. And it was fun to see you on your channel. I hope to see you live again soon. Monica McGillicuddy has her own channel, so check her out. She's amazing. She's out on the East Coast, and she's got some fun videos, so check her out when you have a chance. So thanks, Monica. But the Dopey Challenge is coming up again. After Dopey, it's like a black hole in terms of goals. I don't know what's going to happen after Dopey. I have some ideas, but I can't express them in a public forum yet. I have to have this conversation with other people in my life first. So that's the problem with being a Run Disney addict, is that you have certain dreams and ambitions, but you can't really, you have to keep it realistic. So yeah, I would do every single race if I could. But what is on, and this is further out, so 2019, we are talking, and right now we're still in talks. It's still a conversation that we're having, but we are talking about doing both Star Wars weekends through Run Disney. There's the light side. They won't be calling it the light side by then at Disneyland in California. And then you have the Dark Side Challenge in April in Walt Disney World. But if you do both of the half marathons, you get something called the Kessel Run medal. And that's what I'm going for. That is on my bucket list. It is happening. So that is pretty far out. That's still 2019. So I've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. It's starting to get warm up here. I want to say, if you are still here, please leave a thumbs up on the channel. It helps out helps out the video, it helps out the channel, it boosts it in people's feeds. So I am trying to figure out this whole live thing. Like I said earlier, this is only my second live video, trying to figure out how all of this goes. And I really appreciate those of you. I do recognize some names, so thank you guys for being here. Really, oh, look, 1, 2, 3, yay. You guys are awesome. You guys are so cool. I love you. Here's what I love about YouTube as a social media outlet. It's not like Facebook or Twitter or any of the other, you know, written word social medias. Now, of course, you can go live on Facebook and Instagram and all of these other things, and you can see picture, like Instagram is designed for pictures and all of this stuff. But YouTube, you're spending time here in my loft and in my living space. And as far as I'm concerned, you might as well just be sitting right across from me. Yes, I'm doing all of the talking, but that's not really different from real life. So just so you know. What I love about YouTube is you get to see people's personalities. You get to see how they talk. You get to see how my mom has actually challenged me to, you know, tie my hands behind my back and actually try to do one of these. I don't think it's possible. I honestly don't. I think my YouTube channel would die a very slow and painful death if I tried to do that. So I have a very snarky and sarcastic nature, and most of my videos try to express that and my personality. And when I watch other people's videos, I see that as well. And so when I watch somebody like SuperCarlinBrothers, I see their personality. When I see somebody like Red's Runs or Joyful Miles or any of the other video channels that I regularly watch, and when their faces are on the channel and I see them talking to the camera, you feel that they're talking to you. And that's what I love about the videos that I see and why I do and create the videos the way I do. So I'm looking at you. I don't see your faces. I see your chat, and I love that. I love that you guys are here and talking. But when I create pre-made video, prefabricated video, I'm still looking right at you. I see, it's as if there's still a chat box there. And when I'm creating these videos, I create them with you in mind. And what has surprised me about this phenomenon that has become Running with Grace, to me, it's a phenomenon, okay? The fact that I have over 200 subscribers, I've only been doing this for just over a year. You know, it's become a living, breathing thing to me. It's become I don't know, something of passion. I can't remember, what do you call it? But it's a hobby, definitely. But I love almost every single video I put up. And this, now that I've discovered live, and I will tell you that the live video is the easiest to do. I'm sitting here though, I mean, it's hot. I'm warm sitting here because I've got the sun beating down on me right now. I've been sitting here now for an hour and 20 minutes, and I'm still kind of making it up, but I'm just chatting, okay? So I went through all of my haul. I'm trying to think, is there anything coming that I want to tell you guys about? I don't think so. So let's talk, I want to go back about the haul, because I'm trying to think of what else I need. Need is the, yeah, that's a relative term, I think. When we need things for running. Need meaning, okay, what would make this look really, really cute? Okay, so I have most of my Hawkeye bound. I would like to try to figure out how to make it look more like Hawkeye. Make it look like the archer part of it. And I think I might just get some of these, you know, wrap bands in black that will help. You can also, I might also make something, you know, cuffs or something like that, that look like, you know, the archers' wrist guards and finger guards. A black t-shirt I don't think is enough. I want something a little bit more elaborate. I just don't know where to find it. For Hawkeye, Captain America's pretty much done. I have a hat that has the A on it, so and the wings like his helmet, and so it's just basically a ball cap. I also have navy capris that I will wear with that particular outfit. So I think the only thing I need would be to figure out how that Infinity Gauntlet costume is going to come together. So if anybody has any ideas about how to create, let's go back here, how to create without ruining the shirt, how to create the gems. So see this? I want to create this on the shirt, not the gauntlet. I want this to look like the gauntlet, okay? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, the 5 gems, and then one big one down here. I don't know how to do that without ruining the shirt. So I will probably run to the fabric store. Oh, darn, I have to run to the fabric store. But I will probably run either to the fabric store or to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something like that and figure out how I can affix the gems to the front and the back of the shirt, because that is going to be the Infinity Gauntlet. And again, I don't want to alter the shirt to where I can't use it for anything else. I want to be able to remove those gems without really ruining the shirt, so I can use that as just a regular running shirt, or I can make another costume out of it. Most notably, I'm thinking, you know, C-3PO would be good for this. This is a great color for C-3PO, actually. And with the idea that I'm going to be doing the Star Wars events. Yeah. Okay. But then also, I want to start talking about Dopey, the Dopey challenge. For those of you who don't know, who are new here, 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon, 4 days in a row. That's why they call it the Dopey Challenge at Walt Disney World in Florida. So this year, I was Perry the Platypus from Phineas and Ferb for the 5K. I was Disgust from Inside Out for the 10K. The plan was for the half marathon, I was going to be Mrs. Incredible, but they canceled that one. And for the full marathon, I was going to be Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey. I had a costume for that. The problem was I ended up not, I had people leave, go eat. I gotta run. So I don't really know how I'm going to do that for Dopey. I think I'm going to do Perry the Platypus again. If you guys have any ideas for next, for some costumes, for Disney bounding costumes, let me know. But I think that's all I have to say today. I'm getting warm, and I think, you know, there's a 9-year-old that might want lunch. He insists on eating every day. I don't know. But I will call it quits for today. Guys, thank you for being here. I really appreciate all the comments, all the feedback. This was so fun. I will be doing this again. A lot of my training updates are pre-recorded and posted. They usually do that all on Saturday, which is a longer process. This is a very easy format to kind of update you on how the training is going. So I hope you guys come back. Valerie, thank you very much for being here. Have a great day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Go call your mom if you haven't yet. So I will see you guys next time. That's going to be it for me today. Thanks for being here. Thank you for watching. Go find your awesome. And until next time, say it with me. Happy running.